Hello everyone, my name is Arya Ajay Kurchatkar and I am a legal intern at Lexington Company. I am also a student of 4th year BA LLB from GR Kari College of Law, Margao, Goa under Goa University. Today I am going to be talking on the topic of the rights of an unpaid seller under the Sale of Goods Act 1930. And the sole purpose of making this video is to spread awareness about the rights of an unpaid seller under the Goods Act 1930. So Section 46 of the Sale of Good Act 1930 provides unpaid sellers' rights. Subject to the provisions of the Act and of any law for the time being in force, notwithstanding that the property and the goods may have passed to the buyer, the unpaid seller of goods as such has, by implication of law, a lien of the goods for the price which he is in possession of them. In case of insolvency of the buyer, a right of stopping the goods in transit after he has parted with the possession of them, a right of resale as limited by this act. Where the properties in good has not passed to the buyer, the unpaid seller has, in addition to his other remedies, a right of withholding delivery similar to and coextensive with his rights of lien and stoppage in transit where the property has passed to the buyer. The right of an unpaid seller do not depend upon any agreement, express or implied, between the parties. They arise by implication of law. In Blossom vs. Sanders, as observed, the buyer has no right to have possession of the goods till he pays the price. The seller's rights in respect of the price is not a mere lien which he will forfeit if he parts with the possession, but grows out of his original ownership and dominion, and pay for the mentor a tender of the price in a condition precedent on the buyer's part, and until he makes such payment or tender, he has no right to the possession. So one of the rights is the lien on goods. Stated the provisions of the Act, the unpaid seller of goods who is in possession of them is entitled to retain possession of them until payment of tender of the price in the following cases, namely, where the goods have been sold without any stipulation or as to credit, where the goods have been sold on rent but the term of credit has expired, where the buyer becomes insolvent. The seller may exercise his right of lien notwithstanding that he is in possession of goods as agent or bailee for the buyer. Lien is the right to retain possession of goods until certain charges due in respect of them are paid. The unpaid seller has a right to retain the goods until he receives their price. The seller's lien is a possession lien. That is, the lien can be exercised so long as he is in possession of goods. Further, lien can be exercised for the non-payment of price and not for any other charges. The unpaid seller has made part delivery of the goods. He may exercise his right of lien on the remainder unless such part delivery has been made under such circumstances as to show an agreement to waive the lien. The second right is right of stoppage in transit. The right occurs where the unpaid seller has parted with the goods which are in transit and the buyer has become insolvent. Subject to the provisions of the Act, when the buyer of the goods becomes insolvent, the unpaid seller who has parted with the possession of the goods has the right of stopping them in transit. That is to say, he may resume possession of goods as long as they are in course of transit and may retain them until payment or tender of the price. The essential feature of stoppage of transit is that the goods should be in possession of the middleman or some person intervening between the vendor who has parted with the purchaser who has not yet received them. The requirement of stoppage in transit are that the seller should be unpaid, that the buyer should have been insolvent, that the property should have passed to the buyer, for if the seller reserves the right of disposal, the goods remains his property and therefore under his lien. That the goods should be in the course of transit. Goods are deemed to be in transit so long as they are in possession of the carrier or bailee for the purpose of transmission to the buyer. It is only when the buyer or his agent obtains possession of the goods at the place of destination or at some other place before they arrive at the place of destination within the transit is said to be at the end. The transit continues so long as the carrier holds as such and as a carrier and not as a buyer's agent. Thank you. Before going, I would like to say, please do like, share, subscribe and comment in my video, and do like and subscribe to the channel next click, and make sure to press the bell icon to get notification when I post a video. Also, please give me a feedback on this video and previous videos which you can see on this YouTube channel. Also, if you have any questions related to this video or any previous videos, please post it in the comment section below. I will reply as soon as possible. And lastly, this video doesn't solicit any type of promotion or advertisement as per the guidelines of the Bar Council of India, and the sole purpose of making this video is for education purposes only. Thank you.